All right, welcome everyone to our COC Best Practices Zoom. And this is going to be a recording where you get a chance to hear from each and every Circle of Champion on here and some of their best practices on the journey to Circle of Champions and above. So this is where you're going to get a chance to hear some of the things that they've done, some of the practices that they've put in place to get where they're at and why they continue to grow and thrive in this community and with Prove It. So with that, you're going to get a chance to hear from each and every one of them, which is going to be exciting. This is really a lot of us, all of us actually were together in Kentucky for a Circle of Champion holiday party and leadership this past weekend, which I will tell you, Circle of Champions is where it's at. That's where you want to be focused on. And here's the thing. If you can go MVP, you can go Circle of Champions. You can go Circle of Champions, you can go to rank 10. And it all starts on that simple building block of MVP. And what's going to be exciting is we have some of the top leaders in all of Prove It on this Zoom, and you're going to get a chance to hear why they're growing so rapidly and why they've had such incredible success. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our moderator for this Zoom, Miss Abigail Klutz, superstar, and we will get the ball rolling. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Abigail.
All right. Thank you, Brian. So guys, just to keep this very to the point, because I want to hear from each of you. You are all amazing business leaders, and you all have something special that you're very good at. And kind of picking up where we were last weekend in Louisville, I want us to focus on what your strength has been. What's like, I know with Nick Couch, I want him to talk about the 5-day experience tonight because it expedited his business. And if he can share that, because I feel like we all have something we've kind of mastered. And I also, I hate cutting people off, and Brian made me be the moderator. Awesome. This is just like Bible study and prayer group. You can't go too long. So what I'm going to do is I am going to give each person, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 people on here. Allie and Milton, you guys are kind of together. I am going to set a 4-minute timer for everyone. And at the 3-minute mark, if you can just keep your eye on me, I'm just going to go like that and let you know, because I think this will be an amazing video if we can really segment each point. So with that being said, I want to start. No preferences here. I'm just going to go like the Brady Bunch, and to my left box is Selena Travick, and she has been an absolute rock star in my business, and I have learned so much from her, and I use her every day for my own 3-way calls and bringing people in the business. So, and that's pretty gracious because, you know, she doesn't have to do that, but we do it together. We're in this together. So I think today we've been passing one girl off back and forth between the two of us. We maybe did 8 calls for one girl today, but we're trying to bust her out in an MVP and get her up and running. And that is what this business is all about. When you sign on someone new with the experience pack, you lock arms with them hard until you have had them hit the Go Pro, then the Go MVP. And now all of a sudden, between Selena and I, this girl has probably had like, I mean, maybe she'll have 33 to 40 calls that she's muted herself out on and heard. And now when her people come into the business, she's ready to be the ones handling the objections. But Selena and I right now, left and right, we're like, shh, shh. We say, you know, we help her make a social media post. We help her make some private messages that aren't weird. And then the minute that they show interest, the minute we've identified a pain point, we have her send the campfire video. After that, the minute they ask a question, we have got her trained so well in the first 24 or 48 hours to say, what an awesome question. I'm brand new. Let me get you on the phone with my friend. Not upline, not sponsor, not 3-way call. Let me get you on the phone with my friend, Selena, so that she can speak to that, because she's been taking this and doing this longer than I could, and I really think you'll relate. We've even got her trained so well that she says she knows our schedules today because we're pushing her hard today. And she's like, can you do Selena at 3:00? And then she knows I can do her 4:30. And so she's not leaving it up to the person to say, maybe you can do a call tomorrow. We've got her trained to say, how about getting on at 3:00? I know I got an opening with Selena then. And so we don't take no for answers. She's tossing us people right and left. Some hit, some don't. But we are getting her trained through the 3-way calling system. And that's the most important thing to us. Have her hit that MVP and be ready to train others. And you only do that by being a connector. So there's my little value. There's my little tips in introducing Selena. I hope I didn't steal your thunder because I've learned that very well from you. But go ahead and give it a go, Selena. What's your magic sauce?
Say my magic sauce is getting people started within that first 48 hours, like getting them to hit that go challenge button. You don't want to wait 14 days. We have amazing testimonies out there, personally with your personal upline sponsor, but also on that Prove It Facebook page. So don't wait that 14 days. You don't need this amazing transformation because not everybody's transformation is physical. We have a product that literally can help anybody. So lock arms with any new promoters that you have coming in and let them know that you're there to support them. You're there to be the words and the message for them. All they have to do is share and connect you with them. And with that being said, you want to get that set for them to have a mixer. Mixers were a big, huge part of me getting started and getting my business rolling. So I like to try to get one mixer set up during the week and one on a weekend day within the first 2 weeks of them getting started. It's kind of a business launch. We keep it very casual. I let them know it's not going to be business driven. It's going to be product driven. So we're going to take people from not knowing about ketones, drinking some of those ketones, learning about them, and hearing a couple testimonies, and ready to order their ketones and get started. From that, then oftentimes we have 2 or 3 that are like, hey, I'd love to have one of these. I know some individuals that would love to have some of these ketones and love some of these benefits. So then we just keep scheduling from there. So that, in a nutshell, you end up with 3 or 4 individuals. There maybe sometimes 10 or 20 people that show up at these mixers instead of just single calls at a time. Follow-up is another big key. So if we've had a conversation with somebody that was kind of on the fence on a 3-way call, we want to make sure that we're following up with them. If somebody ordered, we want to make sure that we're following up with them. I like to make sure that everybody knows to give me a call the day that their product comes in so that we know that they're getting started on the right foot with their product. They know what to do with it. It's a scary thing to start something new. So we want to make sure that they have the equipment, the tools to get started, and that they know that when they're ready to start sharing it, that we're there to help them get started the same way that the person that brought them in as a customer got them started, with a simple 3-way call that they don't have to know anything about it. That's where I get to be the expert and shine, is when I do the 3-way calls. But for me, I have to rely on Abigail. I holler at her whenever I'm working on a customer, I'm working on a promoter, because I don't want to be that expert, because then I set this expectation up here that people want to run away. But if I can connect them with somebody else, I'm setting up that duplication. So biggest key is make sure that you're making it look simple, that you're setting up that expectation to where they know that they can duplicate exactly what you did.
Amazing. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Anything else you'd like to add? Or you feel pretty good?
I feel pretty good.
Okay, great job, Selena. All right, good. Thank you so much. Moving on to the right side of my head, I got Stephanie Stewart. So, Stephanie, share with us your secret sauce. What makes your business so special? How have you had rapid success?
Basically, you know what, it's so simple. And I realized just the other day, I made a simple post on Facebook that had nothing to do with Prove It or keto. But I posted what is missing in this picture, and it was the cord to my laptop. Well, I had so many people say, your Prove It cup, your keto cup. And it made me realize I keep this cup with me at all times, regardless if it has water or my keto OS in it. It doesn't matter, because when I'm in public, or if I'm at home, or if I'm at a friend's house, or if, like today, I was at a baby shower. Well, everybody was stuffing their face with cake. I went over there and mixed up a drink really loud. And someone's like, hey, you want some cake? I said, no, I got ketones. Well, what are ketones? I walked out of a baby shower where I need 3 people to where I sold 5 people 5-day experiences, and I'm meeting a woman tomorrow about becoming a promoter just by drinking it in public. And so that's how my business has grown from the start. I didn't even know what a ketone was. I didn't know anything about MLMs or any type of business like that. In fact, I wasn't a real promoter in my own mind for months. And it's just really simple. I don't try to reinvent the wheel. I duplicate what other team leaders are doing that are successful. And I just am excited and happy about a product that I share. And I continue to keep that going within my team and remind them, why did you drink it? Why did you start drinking it? Why did you decide to promote it? And so just basically keeping it simple and keeping it in the public and making people ask me about it, not approaching people or trying to sell it to them, because I honestly in my heart don't believe I'm selling a product. I feel like I'm sharing my experience. So today, like this one lady that had asked me if I wanted cake, and I said no, and she kind of looked at me. Oh, I was like, that's okay. I got my ketones. It's chocolate. I got a great Tootsie Pop in my cup. And she's like, and you don't want cake? Oh, no, don't want. I'm not a sugar burner. Sorry, I'm a fat burner. And that sparks interest. And whenever I have a pregnant lady sitting there saying, oh, well, maybe after I have the baby, well, guess what? We have caffeine free. Did you know your breast milk is going to produce ketones? And I have everybody watching the campfire video. So just making people ask about it because I'm drinking it in public, that's how I've grown my business. And I know that sounds so lame and easy, but it's truly been that easy. And if people just duplicate what they see other successful people doing, they'll shoot straight up to the top like I did. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Awesome. Good job, girlies. 3 minutes. Great job. Thank you so much. That is so simple.
Oh, we gonna do one more video.
Sorry, moderator. All right, and now we're going to go to the next box. I've got Mr. Nick Couch and his lovely wife, Kelly. Hit us, guys.
Awesome. Well, we are more than on fire and excited tonight. As most of you have seen through social media, we got a lot of exciting stuff happening back here in Pennsylvania. But the big 3 things that got us to Circle of Champion and beyond, and it's just been a wild ride. It was way more than we ever bargained for when we got started. Let's start with the 5-day experience. So we were basically doing a 5-day experience when we got started, but we weren't calling it a 5-day experience, and we were giving them away for free. Well, the problem with giving them away for free is there's no value. Now that we charge $25 for a 5-pack of orange or chocolate, the second people start paying for it, they aren't waiting. Like, I've actually met people in a parking lot to deliver a 5-day, and they had a shaker bottle waiting in their car to mix it in. And within 2 minutes of leaving, they're sending me a picture. This stuff tastes amazing or whatever. And it's been really cool to see the difference between giving away 2 days and 3 days to everybody and wasting thousands of dollars. Literally, I mean, I gave a lot of keto away, to charging people. And how we did that was we learned about the 5-day experience at the first event we attended in San Diego. So it kind of was fear, or I don't know what really pushed us to go as hard as we did. We were afraid after spending all the money to go to San Diego to spend $850 on an experience pack that everybody was saying that's how you start 5 days. So we did it, and because we did it and we were uncomfortable, we went hard. So we sold an entire, 195 servings from the time our plane took off in San Diego to the time our plane landed in Baltimore. So we were in the air for 3 hours, I think, and we delivered 195 servings. So then we're like, well, crap, we don't even have the product yet, and we've already sold all of it, and now we can sell more of it. Let's order a Pro Pack. So then we jumped into a Pro Pack, which is 450 servings. And then now we're really out of our comfort zone. So we went really, really hard. So in the 4 weeks from San Diego, after the 195 servings, we were able to deliver, I think it was about 4 Pro Packs. So in 4 weeks, we confirmed, reserved, delivered 1,800 servings of keto. That's like 365 days. You try and deliver 365 days in 4 weeks. It's insane. I was at the post office. I was at the UPS place. I was driving an hour to Hershey, Pennsylvania, sitting on a couch with a girl, explaining to her what a 5-day was. Drink it. I got to go deliver another one. We'll catch up later. It was crazy. It was just complete, utter, massive action, which is our next step of getting
we
a
had
circle
little
of change.
baggies lined up all along our bureau, and they had names and addresses, and we would just put them in order of when they were like coming to the house or like, yeah.
So I'm not organized. That's why I love my wife. So like she would come home and she'd have them in like almost like the postman, like alphabetical order and like which address was first on my route. Like it was so cool. And like the dresser was just piled with Ziploc bags. So it was really fun. And we just cranked 5 days. And we literally within 6 weeks of San Diego, we went Circle of Champion. It almost happened in the 2 weeks after San Diego, but we fell like very, very close. So leading into the next one, massive action and chasing the excitement. That weekend in San Diego, when we left the hotel, the last thing Brian James said to us was, guys, just go home and chase the excitement. And we were waiting, our Uber driver was there, so we just ran out the door. I was like, what did Brian mean? We really didn't know. We didn't ask him. We just went home and chased the excitement. So basically, we just found the most excited person that was excited about keto, and we poured all of our energy into them. And then we found the next excited person, and we poured all our energy into them. And then we had 10 people that were excited, and we just focused on them. And then we had 30 people. It just kept going and going and going. And also, San Diego was the tipping point. Everything happened from San Diego. We learned the personalities, the reds, the yellows, the greens, the blues. I'm a blue. I like to just have fun and be like talking to everybody and going crazy. She's a green. She likes to like dissect and read the numbers and research. And so like, that's why I think we're such an awesome power couple, is that I go out and I stir up a big old mess and Kelly cleans it up and we just go and we just go and we just go. And even to this day, massive amounts of action. I mean, like, it's nothing for me to be up till I still have my full-time job, not for long, if anybody watched my live video. The massive action that we take is insane. We have 3 children under 4. For anybody who's like, oh, I have kids, I can't do the business. We have 3. We had 2 in diapers while we were doing this, and we just did it. Like there were literally days where I had to extended fast for 58 hours because I was taking so much action after work. I didn't have time to eat. There was actually a weekend where I forgot to shower. I was so focused on action and sleep, I forgot to shower. I got to Sunday night and I was like, I better shower. I mean, it just you forget to do stuff. And I was talking to Olivia. She's like, tell me some stuff about how you guys juggle all these hats. I was like, if you could have seen our bedroom at some of these periods, like there were laundry baskets everywhere. It was just that if it wasn't getting us growth or getting us to our goals, it just didn't happen. I mean, our kids were fed. They went to their doctor's appointments. Our daughters, we got the stuff that we had to do done, and everything else. I mean, there was
we
empty.
We like joked with each other, like, is it an IPA? It's an income producing
Yeah,
activity. So like,
IPA.
If he's like putting away laundry, I'm like, are you making money putting away laundry? Then you need to sit it down and go do something that's going to make. I mean, we just made it a game, but
it was we blitzed and we went crazy, and even today, we still just take massive action. Like I'm talking like so much like I don't even know how we keep track of what we're doing some days, but that's really it in a nutshell. Chase the excitement, deliver however many 5 days it takes, deliver 365 days in a month, and I can guarantee you'll go Circle of Champions, and just learn people's personalities because everybody's different.
And everyone, like, one thing Nick didn't say, like, for 5 days with us, I know we're out of time. I just want to mention one more thing. You know, everyone does 5 days different, and you push the 5 days, everything. But one thing that really worked for us is tagging people. I know everyone gets sick of, like, seeing our 5 days online. Fine. People can unfriend us. That's fine. But the thing that worked for us is tagging them because, you know, even if they never take keto again, we always talk about exposures. And so people need a lot of exposures. And so if you take a 5 day and someone sees their friend doing it and they don't want to do it, they see another friend doing it, even if those people never take keto again, it's fine because it's getting this other person that's watching all those extra exposures. So that's something that we found that really helped us, is just getting people familiar with the idea of their friends taking it, and then they reach out and
take a selfie of you delivering the 5 day.
Love that.
Thank you, Abigail.
Thank you guys so much. Keep rocking. Congratulations on joining your real job full time now.
Yeah, we can't wait.
Selena and I used to say, we can't wait till she quits her fake job. So I'm glad you got to quit your fake job. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all mess my boxes up with the Brady Bunch, but I'm going to, we had some new ones join in, which is awesome. I'm going to circle up to Miss Olivia James, because I know that you have been like in from the beginning, being such an amazing support for Brian, but I know you're building too, and I know you have your own skill set and own ways of doing things. So, you know, Olivia, like, what would you share with a new promoter on what's worked in your business?
Thanks, Abigail. So it's so awesome because I can tell that Nick talks to Brian on a daily basis, because pretty much what Tricky and Kelly said is everything that I was going to say. So obviously, the first thing is that when I'm married to like the coolest man ever, and he's brilliant. Like when it comes to this business, I'm constantly learning every single day. So I guess I have to tell everybody that whoever you pick as a mentor, that you have to be able to put that student hat on, and you have to be able to humble yourself and to listen to what they have to say. And if I can do it as a wife, anybody can do it. Like, honestly, anybody can do it. Because sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get you, you know? But he's so great at what he does. So whatever mentor you pick, just make sure that you commit to them, and they will, without a doubt, because everybody on here is absolutely incredible, they will commit to you. Then with that is that just committing to a goal and staying consistent. So that's all I've done. And then other than that, I've made a really big mess. So like Nick mentioned, is just taking a whole lot of action and figuring out what works and what doesn't really work. But if I had to pick a system, I really just stick to the 4 simple steps, because I could totally geek out on this stuff, like ketones and the biology behind it and the chemistry. I mean, that's totally down my alley, but most people don't relate to that. So keeping it super duper simple is what I've really, really done. And then obviously those 5 days. So once our business personally, we transitioned from giving them for free to to charging for them. So that exchange of money for ketones, I mean, our results went 100% through the roof. And then just making your business about an authentic experience. And that's what I tell people, is that I really need to get you a 5 or 10 day, because this product is hands down second to none. You are not going to experience anything else out there, because I know that my product is freaking awesome. So what I need you to do is have an authentic experience, and this is how you're going to do it. And then you just get them the product. And then like Selena said, you got to follow up with them, right? Because people do get lost in the mix. And then with that, I want to make another point, is that if in following up, you just realize like life happens to people, right? Life totally happens. Just note and move on. And that's what I do with the people in my group, is that, hey, not everybody you're going to hit them at the right time, but I can testify that if you just note them and you come back around full circle 6 months, 3 months later, most of those people are going to be reopened to the conversation, because the product does so well and works, and really, really works with everybody. So I mean, pretty much that's it. I chase the excitement. Like Nick said, I'm always booking a mixer from a mixer. I book a Zoom from a Zoom, and then just keeping it really, really, really simple, because and setting that standard for my team is just 5 and 10 days, the 4 simple steps. And I have 2 individuals that are just absolutely rocking it right now. So, and hopefully we'll have the new Circle of Champions come out of here of Alaska. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Olivia. Good stuff, guys. Up next, Mr. Tony Cohen himself. You thought I was going to skip you, I bet, but I'm not going to, buddy. So, but I've got you on a very tight timer, my friend. So go ahead and share with us, because you've got some stuff you're doing that's working.
Yeah, it's working. So, I'm typing notes as fast as you guys are talking. So 3 main things. Obviously, if you guys don't know, mine is 100% built through social media, 100%. No mixers, no nothing, 100% social media. And I've stuck by that from day one. So one thing I do is I get out there, I walk everywhere, as you guys know, and I meet new people every single day. It could be the Uber. I've got so many Uber drivers buying products, so many people that own Airbnbs buying products, guys I meet in supermarket lines buying product. One joined us promoted 2 days ago. So what I do, very, very simple, is, and I've got this down to a fine art now. I can get anyone's phone number of anyone, anywhere within 15 seconds of meeting them, anyone. But now I'm finding when it's a phone number, they don't have to answer it. So what I've been doing more so than that is when I meet people in real life, could be the coffee shop. So you're saying, Steph was saying about the bottle. I go to lots of different independent coffee shops. I rip open the pack and just throw that in, will you? I don't say a thing. Just throw that in. And they'll ask, what is it? Oh, you know, it's like that fat coffee. So you know about that stuff where you put butter and coconut milk in your coffee? And some know, and some go, oh, that sounds disgusting. You know, like the same way we all did when we first heard it. Oh, dude, that'll change your life, man. Here, let me get you the best coffee you've ever had in your life. There's one catch. Grab your phone. Grab your phone. What? Grab your phone right now. Grab your phone. Grab your phone. Grab your phone. Okay. Right. Open Facebook right now. Okay. Now type in Tony. A lot of the times I'm already on top by Tony at that point, which is like, then again, it's like, what? How do you do that? There's a few things to it. It's all social media. And I basically hit their add friend button off their phone. They have no choice in this. Here, is that me? Yeah, that's me. And I click the add friend. And I don't do another thing. I just leave it. So what happens then inevitably is a week, 2 weeks later, because of the amount of traffic I do, and like, Nick, that was great what you just did then, but the same thing is like when people say, well, I posted twice a day. Oh, you know what? I posted 400 times today on different groups and pages. And like, I'm on this while you're talking that. I've still got stuff going on here right now. I did a Zoom this morning. We've grown 33% in 8 hours today, or 37% in 8 hours. Because of Zoom, just leveraging the Zoom. Even if people weren't on it, we're just leveraging the Zoom, which is the next thing. Grab your phone, open Facebook, type in Tony or type in whatever your name is, even if it's your phone name. Yeah, that's me. And I don't grab the phone off them, but I click add friend. They have no choice in it whatsoever. And I leave it. I don't talk anything more about it. I don't push it. I let them see what's going on. And if you're on my Facebook, you'll see it's just piquing curiosity all the time. It's very, very rare I mention the company. There's a couple of reasons for that. One of them being compliance, and some people are not cool with my language, but you know, but I don't mention it. All I'm doing is piquing curiosity, so my inbox fills up. So everything I built is an inbox that's going like, WTF do you do for a living? Or, you know what, my sister, I saw you did a post last week and my sister's got type 2 or something like that. And what I'll do then is I'll get them some sort of medical link. So I give information out free. It's never with the product. Something else I've found from that is when get them talking, create rapport. Obviously, this is it, whether it's face-to-face or online, create the rapport. Something I got from Joseph there when we were in, which one was it, Louisville or one of them, where he had those 4 questions to narrow it down. And I've kind of tweaked it a little bit further. So very, very simple. If it's a conversation, I'll somehow get onto, how's your health? I did this today. How is your health? If you could improve one single thing about it today, what would it be? What have you done about that so far? How did that work out for you? Oh, do you have 5 minutes to watch a quick video? Great. I'll get back to you in 10 minutes. So there's a couple of things there. That 4th question, how's that worked out for you? Well, if you're still trying to fix it, it didn't work out. We know that. So all I've done, and what I've found by that was the month I doubled my business and went, I've been like 6 and level 3 forever. I doubled it into 7. And it was simply 2 things there. Efficiency is like that whole thing takes 5 minutes. And it stopped me talking too much. Because like probably everyone on here, if you get in an actual conversation on this subject, like 48 hours later, I'm coming up for breath. You know, I can just go and go and go and go and go. So, right, I'm going to wrap it in a second. So I've got that one. Thanks, Abby. And what was the last one there? So be consistent. With social media as well, find your niche. Like Chris, find your niche, stick to it. Don't go the weirdo route because everyone's doing the same thing. And you'll see this, everyone's doing the same thing all at the same time. So if you can get that and tweak it and make it the opposite, that's what's going to get people. The other thing that Brian said earlier about different companies jumping on board, there's a bunch of people I had messages this week. So straight away, I go proactive and do a video about it. Straight away, I go proactive and do a video about Tim Ferriss mentioning Amazon. So proactive, don't hide behind this stuff. Go. And the videos, guys, every single day, at least one, every single day. Some days I'll do 5, 10 different videos in different places. Pictures worth 1,000 words, and videos worth 1,000,000, and they're always out and always getting rehashed and always getting shared out. And that's it. That's pretty much it. Work it every single day. Be patient. That's it. Be patient, because again, what I always said there is it's not always the right time, but if the stuff's out there, it's like, I think I got this from you, Abby, actually. Fill in the hopper, I think you call it. So you've got certain people who are mildly inquiring, and certain people have seen a video, and certain people have done a 5-day, and but as long as you keep adding new contacts every single day to however you're doing it, whether it's your local community or your face-to-face or, I don't know, email, whatever it is, but you've got to keep filling that hopper with people every single day. So that's it. I can talk forever, as you guys know. Abby, thank you for giving me an extra minute. Okay, I know it's going to cost me some cake somewhere.
Yeah, that extra minute is a piece of cake for me, man. So, no, it's good stuff, Tony, and I feel like you're kind of this dark horse working this massive empire, and people look at you and they're like, I don't know what he's doing. So I love hearing from you, and thank you for sharing all that. And I love the fact that, like, you're working your tail off every single day in just a different way behind, like, and I also loved, it could be a dream job to just visit coffee shop after coffee shop every day and use that technique. So I love that. Thank you for sharing. You want to say one more word, don't you? Okay.
One thing on that, Abby, is that's the one thing I get that people who work with me know. I just tell people, hey, I make it look easy. I work, man. And 3 o'clock this morning, I was on the phone with Australia. I'm still going, and I'm like, I'm not at or anything like that. But one thing I'll say about social media just very quickly, and a lot of people don't realize this, is, you know, like Gary Vaynerchuk went 18 months before anyone started making his videos. He's doing one every day. Like, there's people watching, but those are the ones that are going to get to you. So 3% of people will comment on social media. 7% will like or emoji. 90% watch and say nothing. The 90% are the ones that fill up your inbox. You don't hear from them for months and months and months, and then kaboom. Yeah. Right, I'll be quiet now.
Awesome.
Two pieces of cake.
Thank you. Really good stuff. All right, guys. And up next, I'm new to the tribe, and our pleasure to get to know in Kentucky is Michelle Attaway. And Michelle, you look a lot better today than it sounds like you passed Monica your cold, but thank you.
I know I did. Can you believe? I wasn't surprised whenever I talked to her yesterday. She was like, I'm a little under the weather. I wonder why. I was like, I think I kind of know where you might have gotten that from.
Awesome. So what are you doing? What are you doing, Michelle? I mean, I didn't even know you, and then you showed up and you were COC. So what are you doing?
Surprise. Well, a lot of the things that everybody else has said on here so far, you know, are things that we're doing. But I kind of jotted down just a few things that that kind of stuck out in my mind that I would share with y'all real quickly. One, of course, is just be excited and be authentic. And that's one thing whenever I started this business was I was determined that I was going to remain authentic and remain myself and really make it, share a lot of personal experiences, because I wanted people to be able to relate to me as a person. And so that was very important to me, as far as like with my Facebook posts, when I talk to people, you know, when I'm out and about. And then I didn't want my friends to see somebody else different, you know, whenever I made posts on Facebook. So that's why I really wanted to keep everything very authentic, because a lot of people knew, you know, my background, where I've come from, you know, what kind of situations I've been in, that sort of thing. So just wanted to keep it real. And then while I'm being excited and being authentic, and of course talking about my magic powder, because the whole magic powder, you know, terminology has really taken off in Shreveport. So that's one thing that's really, you know, created a lot of excitement here. One thing that I like to do, of course, is keep the pipeline full. And that's what I train, you know, all of my promoters into. You know, it's not how many you already have, it's how many you got in the pipeline. So whatever that you have to do, however you like to, you know, prospect, at least 40 to 50% of the time that you commit to your business on a weekly basis really needs to be in prospecting and keeping that pipeline full. So that was the number one thing. The next thing that I think is really important, and because I've had a lot of experience in sales and management and all this kind of stuff and network marketing, is meet the people where they are. So meet them where they are. I cannot make someone do something that they don't want to do, because that is going to completely shut down their excitement and their motivation and their inspiration and their hope in the business. And so what I mean by meeting them where they are is really talk to them and find out how many hours a week, can you commit to the business? Is it 1 hour a day? Do you feel like you don't have any time during the day because you have another job? Then, I'll take that information and we'll talk about, well, what do you do for lunch? Where do you go for lunch? How many people do you run into during lunchtime? And so we'll talk about how they can really work their business based on the situation that they're in at the particular time. There's lots of different types of people out there, lots of different backgrounds, lots of different situations. Some people, they'll tell me, well, I really can't do anything until after my kids go to bed at 10 o'clock. And so then we talk about, well, what can you do after 10 o'clock p.m.? So meet them where they are. If I talk to that type of person and I say, well, you need to be at this meeting at 7 o'clock every Monday night, and you need to do this every day at 8 p.m., or you need to do this, it's going to turn them off from the very beginning. So I just really like to find out exactly what they can commit, they will feel comfortable with, and then we work from that aspect, and they can really, and I help them strategize to where they can build their business that way. One thing that's wonderful, I think, about network marketing is that it's not a cookie cutter business. Although duplication is very, very key to success in network marketing, it's not a cookie cutter business. So just because one person succeeded doing it one way does not mean that everyone has to do it that way. And, like Tony said, there's a lot of people that they want to build their business from being behind the computer. They don't want to have a lot of extra events and things like that to go to. But then there's also going to be people that really love that camaraderie and they love that socialization. So again, that goes back to meeting people where they are, finding out how they want to build their business and really expanding on that. So that was my second tip. The third tip is using the tools that are out there. There are some fantastic tools that are out there for us. And I love, of course, reminding my people every day about, hey, go check, Prove It Facebook page. There's a great Better Story there. Share it, of course, with people that you have that can, that it would resonate with. Any kind of prospects that you've been talking to, et cetera. Reminding them about, if I come up with a really fantastic, if I find a YouTube video that someone recorded a while back that something resonated with me, about, then I'll share it with them. There's a lot of times where we don't have to recreate the wheel. Woo, I had talked so long. You recorded the very first part where we weren't talking about business. Anyway, I'll hurry.
You're doing great. I'm just putting it out there gently.
Okay, sounds good. A gentle nudge. Anyway, just really reminding them of all the tools that are already out there. We don't have to recreate the wheel. A lot of times, we just have to work smart. This can be, things can be easy. We don't have to make it hard. We just got to work smart. And there's so many great things. Brian, Abigail, Nick, there's so many things that are out there that people have already done the hard work for people like me, they're just starting in the business. All I have to do is share it. And so that's what I like to do. I like to share.
Love it.
That's me, y'all.
Awesome. Have you been in insurance before, Michelle?
I have not. Should I?
No, you just sound like you have. I love the analogy of keeping the pipeline full. And I told one of my girls, it's like, you can go literally 8 days knocking down 30 doors a day and not get anything. But on day 9, you may have 5 that just fall in your lap. And that's the beauty and the excitement of this business. And so I love you keep the pipeline full and you just keep moving forward doing your daily methods of operation. So Thank you so much. Glad you're feeling better. You look great. And now we're going to go up to Jim Frederickson, our Manitoba Canadian, leading the way. You got to unmute yourself, Jim.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Noob.
I'm not one to do anything like this or start talking or have a Facebook for that matter, but I'm hearing that that's stupid, so I'll think about that. Tony's getting me going here about his. I said to Tony at the party when I met him, I said, so you old guys, like, you on social media? He's like, he looks at me like I'm retarded. He's like, dude, I know all about social media. I was like, oh, okay, it's kind of funny. Okay, I'll just kind of rip you through what I had. Basically, the first thing I had to do was stop making excuses about why I couldn't do it. I mean, we got 6 kids, we got a business. I mean, this week alone, we're taking over 800 new members from 2 different gyms. I'm starting a women's only. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, but we're still going at it hard. We still, I still did some meetings today, and you know, we're working on some big networks that we're trying to get into the business. And I'm taking Nick's advice and getting the 5 days going. I literally put 100 of them together today, and well, actually Jill did, so she just roasted me there, but I asked her to do it. But anyway, so yeah, that's that. The second thing I had to do after stopping making excuses was making a total commitment. So meaning being willing to do basically anything I don't want to do, like going to Calgary tomorrow, which I have zero interest in, but I'm going to go. The reason why I'm saying I have no interest, I want to go, but I mean, it's just kind of busy right now. So to just leave at 4:30 a.m. and I was going to book a flight. So I know you think I'm insane driving, but I actually am going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and go get some exercise equipment that I need for the women's only. So that starts tomorrow. So yeah, just making a total commitment, proceeding daily to fill up the pipeline. That's how it all started. And I've gotten weaker at that as of now, and I need to get better at it. But I still do it. Basically contacting people in person, that was basically what I did. That's probably been the thing I've done the most, is tried to connect with people in a real way. And, you know, for them to understand that I'm in this for health, and that's the only reason. So I truly am in it for the health, and I truly do think it's the best thing for people. And I try to make sure they understand that about me before I ask them to come in on the business. Building relationships, Brian's really encouraged me to do that, to build for long term. So I've really made a focus on doing that, and that's been actually quite rewarding, not just for the business, but just to meet new people, all of you guys, and just lots of other people I wouldn't have met otherwise, or taken the time to get to know. Also, connecting people to resources, just continually learning to do that rather than talk about this complicated stuff, which I like to do. So I've stopped doing that. Weekly builder meetings, I've made a point of doing that. So I try and meet with the builders that are in my area once a week. We shoot it out, and it always ends well. So it's been a really good thing. Having weekly Zoom calls, been trying to do that a lot, and that seems to have paid off. Although I've backed off on it the last couple of weeks because we've been away, but I definitely I do think that's worthwhile. Encouraging people to have events. That's another thing I've really tried to do, is really, you know, encourage people to have events, whether they're, you know, nobody wants to have an event at first because they're scared no one's going to show up. So that's the biggest thing I found people to have to overcome that. Making it a priority to travel and see the builders that I have. So if I've got people in Calgary or Ottawa, wherever it is, just trying to make a point of getting to them, whether I feel like it's expensive or not. I try to make it happen. That's pretty much, yeah. And then making sure that people stay excited. Like, that's the other thing. It's just really, if I sense someone's not feeling the excitement, I'll go in there and buzz them up and try and get them as excited as I can. And just, you know, we got some pretty cool things happening. I got a couple high-level guys that make, you know, 100, you know, 6 figures plus, that are going to quit their jobs and do the business. And I sold my motorhome to a guy that's going to wrap it, and Brian's going to, you know, really come and help us build around that, I'm hoping. So, but yeah, no, it's going to be exciting. And yeah, I like hearing all the different ways you guys are doing it. So might have to hang out with Tony a little bit and maybe check out his ways of doing things.
Yeah, go ahead and make a Facebook account first. That will help.
And if I could just interject real quick, Jim, this is important. I think it's really important that everyone knows your stats, because this is you guys want to use somebody as a success story, it's Jim. Because here's the thing, the dude doesn't even have a frigging Facebook account. So he can't say I built everything off social media, because he's still figuring out how to use social media. But Jim, you are a 3-month rank 7, correct? 3 months. Could you give everyone your 1, 2, and 3 month stats, your volume stats?
The very first month that I did it, I don't know what the volume was because I didn't even know how to open my back office. So I just know that we pulled in, I think it was like $5,000 between the two of us, but I honestly didn't know what I was doing, man. I didn't have a clue. I remember asking Jill, like, hey, what do I do? And she's like, go do this. And I was like, okay, I can do that. So it was no big deal. It was fun, right? And then the second month, I know I made 2,700.
So what was your volume? So real quick, you went from basically
I quit working 1 month though, right?
So basically 7,000 in volume your first month, to 47,000 your second month, to 107,000 your third month.
Right, but there was a month in between there that I was talking about that I quit because like it was a little over a month because it didn't open in Canada. So there's kind of a month off in there. So that's what I was trying to get. But yeah, you're right. It was I remember the 47 because I learned how to use my back office, and then the next month was 110 or something like that. Yeah, so yeah.
Awesome. Good job, Jim. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
Okay, guys, thank you, Jim. And next up, we're going to go over to Chris Colt. What up, man? What's going on in your business? What's been working?
What's up, guys? So I heard a lot of the things that I do from a lot of people, so I specifically took some things that I also do that some haven't shared just to bring a different twist to this. But, you know, Tony and I are lunatics on social media if it's not apparent, and we screw around all day, apparently, according to my friends. But, you know, I ran with the cycling niche, and I also have a lot of executive contacts that I work with. So I'm going to show a couple different approaches. I'm going to show one thing quick that I do because people always ask me, and I heard nobody say this, how do you do mixers? Here's how I do them. I show up at events with this many books, and I tell people, I say, hey, here's the deal. We're going to be here for a while because we're going to talk about the ketogenic diet, right? It's going to take a while. Or I can show you a 4-minute video that explains it all. And that's all I do, and the team gets it immediately. And then there's typically people in the room that share experiences, and it makes it very duplicatable fast. I know I shared that with Nick, and he was like, wow, it's genius. So that's one tip I haven't heard, and I do that all the time. And it makes it very easy for the team to duplicate because people are afraid to do events, and that's what I do. Did one today, and they all looked at me. Is that really all you do? And we just shared stories. So there's that tip. Some things I haven't heard. I'm going to try to stay away from things I heard. You know, end of the day, I forgot who said this. We're trying to get people in the middle. We know all this great stuff. They know all this other stuff. If we can get them in the middle and then have them excited, it's up to them to make a decision if they want to move forward. That's the key thing I learned. And sometimes they won't make that decision now because they're ready, but that's where follow-up and staying consistent is key. But I want to be authentic, relatable. I heard that. I have a personal goal every day to know that I send out 5 videos. Oh, it's only 5 that people that want them, not just sending it. People that I have a conversation with that want the video. That's key. Big difference. So what I know is, and new people, I mean, I come from a sales background. People don't know this. I tell them, hey, you need to know how many people a day you have to talk to get them to be willing to talk to you, and how many of them will ask you for a video and how many will convert. When you figure those numbers out, the rest of this game's a cakewalk, right? You can learn everything else, but if you know those numbers, I know how to devote my day. If I want to get 5 videos out, I happen to know I need to speak to 12 people in a day typically. That's pretty much what and those are 5 people that want the video. That's key. So there's 3 things that build this business: talking to new people every day, following up with new people every day, and helping your team members, right? And if you don't have a team yet, you got to do the first 2. So you got to figure out how to divide your time in those categories. And nobody here has really spoken to how they go about doing this proactively. So I'm going to give you an example. I use LinkedIn heavily because of my background. I have a lot of contacts, and here's what I do. I will send somebody a very short 2 to 3 sentence message that will be just to re-engage them. And it's something along the line of, hey, Abigail, it's been a long time since we chatted. Saw you on LinkedIn the other day. Thought of you. Hey, we'd love to catch up. I've been working on a project for the last 15 months. I'm looking for some open-minded, ambitious, entrepreneurial people. Thought you may know some people. The key is thought you may know some people, right? Take it off them. Looking for some help. When can you catch up, right? And I say, let's catch up over the next 2 to 3 weeks. I don't make it look like I have to catch up now. 9 out of 10 respond back. Yeah, what do you got? Let's catch up. I get them on the phone, and then I really just go through, hey, I've been working on this business project. I'm looking for partners or players that can help grow and drive this new product into the marketplace. We're tapping into a $1 trillion industry. That's all I really say. And who do you know that is open-minded, entrepreneurial, blah, blah, blah. 9 out of 10 times they say, well, dude, that's me. What do you got? I immediately just say, hey, I'm going to send you a video that'll explain this. I'm going to send them the video. When can we chat again after that, right? I do not get into any details. If I bang out 5 calls a day like that, typically I'm getting people at worst case want to experience the product or do business. But I always just send them the video. And then that's it. If someone will want to do the referral approach, if they need ideas, if I'm on the phone with a guy who's a golfer, I'll say, hey, who do you play golf with all the time? If I'm on the phone with a realtor, who are you out there? Who's the top realtor in your area? Things like that. So it focuses them into an area. And then that's it. I try to get a name out of them. If they want to think about it, I pin them to a time. Okay, Abigail, when do you want to talk again? How's Thursday? Because I want to know when to follow up with them. I don't want to chase them. And that's it. So those are just different things I've done. And I'm telling you, I've been working this. It may look like I only work this on Facebook. Facebook's just there for show, in my opinion. I mean, it works. Tony, it works. We do a lot of damage on Facebook. There's no doubt we do a ton of damage. But I do a lot of things outside of Facebook, actually a ton of things. And a lot of my builders are actually coming from that. And I've been so consistent on Facebook that it's just people are coming to me. We've been attracting people and they just see the success and now they're coming to me on Facebook. So I use Facebook as attraction marketing and I use LinkedIn and other tools as going out and finding people. No secret there. So new twist, just thought I'd bring that in there because a lot of the other things I do, I've heard.
That's awesome, Chris. Thank you. I'm glad you hit some of those things and definitely gave me some new language. So I appreciate that. Okay. Anna Justice, same household, 2 rank, well, Nate, well, Anna's a rank 6. Are you a rank 6 or 7 now? Can you guys hear me?
What's up?
You guys unmute. There you go. You guys, I'm going to have you both unmute yourself. I'm going to give you both 7 minutes. And yeah, I want you to just kind of tag team off of each other. You guys are a unique situation. You guys are both building your own business within the same house. And so if you guys would just kind of share, you have both very different styles. So just kind of ping pong. And let's also watch your marital dynamic going on here.
Okay, boss, you gonna go first or what?
Sure. So I guess for me, this has been quite a journey because I got out of the military, didn't have anything to do with business. And so this kind of sounds like fluff, but it's really not. And I'll tell you why in a second. And I've had to lean on my faith a lot. And the reason is it's not just fluff, it's very actionable. And I'll tell you why, because it removes me of the center of my business. So, all the challenges that I face, all the challenges that I face, I can kind of distance myself from it. And, even when I accomplish something, I'm not the center of it. So it actually, the best way that I can describe it is it frees me up to do my business. It kind of creates a separation where it's not all on me, and I'm going to make mistakes, but this isn't about me anyway. Right. So that's the number one thing for me, going into something that I had no idea what I was doing. And I still don't, to be honest with you, but I still feel like I don't anyway, but I've had to lean on my faith a lot. And so anyway, Anna, I don't know if you want to pick up on that.
I think too, like we're both working our separate businesses, but we're happily married. And so I just go where he needs me to go and he goes where I need him to go. So we just, he has a better relationship with Jim than I do, but I have a better relationship with Jill. It's just how it rolls. So if something needs to be done or communicated, Nate usually talks with Jim and I'll talk with Jill. Or in my in his organization. I've been working with some of his women. I've been working with his Florida team. He works with a lot of the people that Jill and Jim have. So we just kind of use each other and what we can offer to whoever, you know, and we made a few mistakes at the beginning, and I would say from our personal experience now, we built 2 businesses and we should have built 1. And so that's one thing that we would tell anybody starting now, is that we would have done things differently. But I mean, now our focus is really just to, you know, keep the volume up. But the one thing I would say, I think for both of us, is that we really we try to reach down right to the bottom, you know, and try not just to look at like the top leaders, but the potential leaders, because those potential leaders are the people too that will really rise up if they're just encouraged and just pushed a little bit. And we've seen that on the teams now, is that, you know, if we actually invest in them and take a little bit more time with some of them, they actually really step up to the plate, and they really enjoy, because they feel the affirmation and the appreciation. Yes, I can do this. And so, yeah. Nate, what do you want to say?
I would say, like, you know, that's exactly it. Of course, I agree with you. I always agree with you.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, and I just said, I would just say that, you know, I guess when I started this, I had to just be okay with the fact that I didn't know what I was doing, and I was going to make a lot of mistakes, and I still am going to make a lot of mistakes. And once I accepted that fact, I was ready to go. I was ready to start moving my feet, and I'm a constant experimenter. So you know, everybody here seems to have a methodology that they follow. And I do follow some things, and I follow principles that I believe in, you know, relationships and things like that. But I also am all over the place in a lot of things. I'm constant. That's how I am in life, period. And that's how I am in business. I'm always trying new things. I'm always listening. That's why I kind of like this call, is because I just get to see the spectrum of what's going on. And I'm a constant learner. So I knew I had to be, because I didn't know anything about this business. So I was like, you know, I have to keep my ears open. I had to listen to Abigail, Brian, you know, and I, you know, sometimes when I'm in a room with people, I'm quiet and I'm just listening to what they're saying and listening to how they act towards people and things like that. So, you know, that's one thing that I really value. And I'm now that one thing that Brian has touched on that I want to pick up again, and that's self-development, just kind of reading books and stuff like that again. Because I've been just, you know, I don't know, slinging 3-way calls all day and trying to get a workout in right now. So I'm going to try to, you know, make a little time for some reading, I guess. Got to read some books or I'm going to get in trouble. That's it.
Awesome. Anything else you want to add, Anna?
No, I'm good.
You guys are awesome.
I mean, we could talk all night, but it's all good. Everyone's had their turn, so yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And you know, I would also make a point. You guys do a great job with your social media and your IG. You give variety. You pull people in with a lifestyle. I see your kids cutting vegetables. I see, you know, your family pictures. I see funny pictures, and then I'll see a prove it picture. And I love that because I'm constantly engaged. So
I think it's important to keep it real, you know, and the second people start seeing you change because all of a sudden you're doing something new, you know, I think that the value goes down and they kind of see that and go, oh, what is she trying to be now, kind of thing. And I think that it's just important. Hey, I'm a mom of 3 kids. I'm at home. We live literally in the middle of nowhere, you know, and and that's life right now. So I'm just gonna embrace it, you know, and like, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys. And Jim, is Jill standing by you? Jim Frederickson. Jill! Scoot over, Jim. Now, guys, oh my gosh. We needed that. Thanks. Jill, you, my dear, if you know Jim, then you know Jill is a freaking rock star. So he's kind of, we love Jill, and she does a lot of things that help Jim shine. And so, Jill, you've also been building your own business. So what are you doing? How do you do it all? How do you help Jim with everything he needs? And yeah, God, you are unmuted, so you definitely can talk to me.
Oh, I think I thrive under having like a million things to do, because I just like to bring it on. I guess, yeah, I'm more like his assistant kind of thing. I do have a lot of my own connections and stuff, and I'm just about helping people, and regardless of what it is, I want to recommend something that is going to truly be beneficial for them. And I think that people know that about me. So for me, it's kind of not that it's been easy, but a lot of people will come and ask, what are those? What are you doing? Like, how come you're not dying at 1 o'clock during the day anymore, or stuff like that. So I think just being relatable to people. I'm totally an average, normal mom that stays at home with my kids. I'm not some super whatever. So I think that, people can relate to me, and they don't look at me as being some person that is way up here. I'm definitely right down on their level. So I don't know. And just, yeah, I like to help my husband. It's kind of fun for me to have him with me all the time because, yeah, we interact in a funny manner. I absolutely love it. So this has been such a blessing because it's given me my husband back. And just like just a spark. Like, he's totally changed. He loves people again. And for me to see that in him, you guys, like meeting you guys, he had the best time with you guys. And normally, in the training field, he was burnt out. And this has given him a spark back. It's given me my husband back. And I'm just excited to kind of scale back our life a bit and then be able to take, time with each other to be able to pursue more. And just, you can travel with this and you can talk about it with anybody anywhere. So, yeah, it's been super exciting for me.
Thank you, Jill. We're all like crying. Thank you guys. You guys rock. And I just, there's some amazing couples all on here that I've really enjoyed being part of this team and just watching the example that you set with your home life. So we really appreciate your authenticity, and I love this team for that. So guys, we are almost through. Next up, just broke a MVP today. Milton Wright Jr., can you please tell us what you are doing? Because you've got some new momentum. I see your New Hampshire. I see your buddy who just broke MVP. So what's going on with your business? What's working? It shows you're unmuted, but I can't hear you, Milton. You know what, Milton? You may need to call back in and connect the audio button. I'll move to Sherry, and then I'll come back to you. So, awesome. All right, Sherry McGill, I see beautiful faces on your screen. Are you ready to share, Sherry?
I am. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yes. Okay.
What I've done, I've been doing this for a year and a half, and what I've come to realize, you got to have a lot of excitement about what you're doing, a lot of belief in what you're doing. And I know when we first got started, it was so chaotic. It was so much fun. We had so much excitement. You signed up everybody that you came in contact with. You talked about Prove It and ketones to everybody. And I think sometimes you get into a place where you stop doing that. And you just got to keep the excitement going. and tell people's stories. And that's the thing, is you got to be real. And I know everything that we're talking about, everybody else has already mentioned or they're doing it. But the stories that you hear from people, and just like Jill just now, you know, you hear things and it really touches you. And when people hear it from your heart and feel the passion that you have for it, you know, they want to be a part of that. And there's several of you that have been in the military, and I can tell you that there's a camaraderie that you have in the military that you don't get anywhere else. I know when I came home from the Air Force, I was shell-shocked because it was so different. And now that I'm a part of this community, it's like having that back again. You have people to talk to, people to be with. And I love that about this company. But you have the excitement and the belief, and also you have to have consistency. You have to do the same things, even the things you don't want to do every day. You want to be consistent in what you're doing and be duplicatable, make it simple. And other people believe that they can do that as well. And you all know me, I wave my green flag. I'm very organized. And I think that you have to have that in this business to be able to follow up with people. Who have you contacted? When do you need to follow up? And the one thing I can tell you that I struggled with the most at the beginning of all this was three-way calls. And I know Lori can tell you that when I didn't do my three-way calls, my business struggled. And I think they're very, very important, the tools that we have. And that was the main kicker for me, was what is going on? Why am I not succeeding when I know that I can, and I have been? It's the three-way calls. It doesn't matter what you know. You just have to use the tools that we have. And someone was talking a few minutes ago about putting people in the pipeline and you keep them going. And it's so strange. I just had somebody yesterday contact me. They contacted me a year ago, September, and asked about my business and on my website. And then they kind of went away. About 6 months ago, they messaged me again. Yesterday, they messaged me and gave me their phone number, said, "Can you call me?" And I was supposed to meet with them the week after Christmas in Jackson, Mississippi. They're in network marketing. They've heard about the company and they want to do something local here with somebody. And so it's exciting to watch that a year ago I didn't know this person, and now he's come back around a year later, you know, because he sees the excitement in it and sees that what we're doing and that we're changing lives. And so basically that's what I do. I believe in what I'm doing. I'm consistent. I try to be duplicatable. The three-way calls are important, and personal development is something I've been working on more so lately in the last 3 or 4 months than I did before, because you can think you're something and you can think you know what you're doing, but if you don't have yourself in a place where you need to be, and Lori has taught me so much about that, personal development is a big, big deal in this business. So those are some of the things that I do. I think everybody's hit the points that we all do. I love what I do. I love the team that I'm on. I love the passion that we have. And it's just a major belief in what I'm doing and the lives that are changing, not only in mine, but, you know, friends and family, just what I've seen in the past year.
Awesome. Thank you, Sherry. And Sherry, I know you've been working hard to resurrect some sparks and start from some ground one with some people. We had an awesome three-way call the other day, just a re-engagement call. And like, she's just going back around and finding out who wants to really do this and then starting up that simple replicatable process again. So I'm proud of you, Sherry, and thank you for sharing tonight. So
thank you.
Okay. Yeah. All right, guys, last but definitely not least, here to finish out the batting is Milton Wright. Can we hear you now? Oh, man. Oh, I can't hear you, but Allie's on. Allie, can we hear you?
I just sent them
How's that?
Chipmunks. It's because you guys are both on and you're close together.
Okay, hold on.
So go now, Milton, shut off your line and it won't do that echo. I had this happen the other day and I didn't know. I had to run my phone up to the bathroom on the 3rd floor and come back down to the basement. So you just got to shut off the other phone. We are doing beautiful. This call is supposed to be over at 9:30, and Milton
Can you hear me
and
now?
Ellie. Yes.
Can
You
you
and
hear me
Ellie,
now?
you've got 5 minutes to bring us home.
5 minutes. All right. What's up,
Extra
everyone?
time.
All right. So, what I love about this is I'm seeing like there's no wrong way of doing this from hearing everybody on this call. And it's like when me and Allie first started, we didn't have these Zooms like we're doing now, which is awesome. Coming in, it was just basically we were doing in-home mixers. That's all we knew what to do. Like we had a campfire video, which was a different video back then. We did in-home mixers in our house. And then if somebody said, hey, I know somebody that, can really benefit from this, and I'm like, hey, cool, do they want us to come and meet with them? And we go to their house and we do a little in-home mixer with them real quick. I mean, there were times where I was just playing the video on my phone because, their audio or something didn't work there, or I'd try to bring my stuff with me and it might not work. So we just kept it simple, very small, and kept it duplicatable, for people. And I'll say like, me and Allie, we come together as a good team because Allie was more the Facebook person. And she was reaching people through Facebook and on the internet. And I was that person out in the field. I was the person that was doing warm and cold market with people. And so it's just really worked for us, where we're both teaming up to do the same thing, but in different ways. And but I know as far as Allie, being on this product and everything, it's helped her tremendously with getting out and speaking more to people and doing some of our group mixers and stuff. Allie used to stand behind me sometimes at mixers, but this being on the products helped her so much more. So she's reaching so much more people now, gotten a lot more confidence in it. And I know like with me, people used to say, you're crazy, but I would tell people when they were interested in signing up, I didn't want them to sign up to be a promoter yet. I'm like, hey, I want you to hey, let's be a customer. Go ahead and try this product and get a story first. I don't want you to just come on and just say, okay, you're a promoter and boom, boom, boom. And you don't really have a story yet. Because if you don't really have a story and you're not passionate about this product and what it can help you with, I feel like the moment that you don't have a check or a paycheck on Friday or whatever, that is not what you thought it would be, you just jump to the next thing. You're out. But if you're passionate and it's helping you, you create a story, you're going to be in it long term. You're going to be a promoter. You're going to be there to like really be authentic with the product and with people that you're talking to. Because I think people can read that and they can see if you're just trying to sell them something. And this is so much more than just selling somebody something. I mean, it's like you really can tell how you're helping people and they can see that you're passionate about it. So I just always have told people, like, get your story first and let that move you. They'll see that you're passionate. They'll understand why you're passionate about it. And I think people, when they can tell that you care about them, they're drawn to that. Everyone wants to know that they're cared about. They're not just like dumped out there in the street. Okay, go do this. You want to show that, hey, we're here for you. And if you have a bad thing or you have something happen, like you said, life happens. Let's go back in, help them out with that. Like go into some of your promoters' homes or invite them to your home. You know what I mean? Like Brian James, he's been out and he's been to our home, and I would say we broke bread together, but I think we broke wings together, brother. But I mean, those things mean a lot to people. If you got a car, you're a COC and you've burned your car, like let one of your promoters drive the car. Like, you can tell them go to a dealership and go drive a car, right? Go drive it. But how much more would it mean to them if they actually got to ride or drive in your car or something like that? Just let them know that you're personal, you care about them. And it's not just, hey, I got here. Now, how are you going to get here? We have to be there to help walk them through it. This is just being sincere. People can see through that, I think. And I think it goes a long way. But I just think this community in general, I think we're all doing that anyway. I just love everybody that I meet in this community. It's rocked me. It's really been awesome. I know Allie couldn't be on the call because, Sophie had her tonsils out. So she just sends her love to everybody. And I'm not sure if I represented her good enough, but, she does a lot. I work a full-time job and she's doing the business from home during the day. And so I fit in and do everything I can in the meantime, but she's at it all day, So But it's really changed us and changed our lives, and that's why we're at it, you know. And I think people see it, you know, no matter what, don't give up. Just keep going at it, 100%. Just keep doing it, because you never know, like, what's to come, you know what I mean? But if you give up, it's over.
Awesome.
You know?
Awesome. Good stuff. Thank you, Milton.
Yeah.
Excellent notes to close out on. And Brian, I'm going to just toss it on back to you.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Absolutely amazing. This is going to make an incredible recording for everybody. And I want to end it with my 3 real quick, and they're going to be bam, bam, bam. Number 1, don't worry about the things you cannot control. Every morning you wake up in the morning, there's only 2 things you can control. Number 1, the action that you take and the attitude that you have. And what you have to very quickly realize is that those 2 things will feed each other constantly. But those are the only thing. Never worry about a problem that you don't have yet. Too many people focus on things that are so far in the weeds that you have complete control over those 2 things, action and attitude. Number 2, everything rises and falls on leadership. That's what this is about. You are where you're at, and you are in this position that you're in because of leadership. 2 things that create amazing leaders. Number 1, building relationships. Number 2, taking action. It's so easy for me to know where to fly to, where to drive to, who to spend time with. It's 2 simple things I look for. Who is taking action, number 1, and number 2, who's building relationships. Why? Because I know that those are people that are starting to, if they are already not a leader, they're developing into a leader, and those are people that will be able to lead people, and that's what this is really truly about. Lastly is keep things simple. That's what differentiates our industry from every other industry out there, is that we keep things simple. We keep things duplicatable. Think about, here's what I know. You can have 10 superstars, and with just 50 people doing something very basic that they can control, that's very simple every single day, I will absolutely beat those 10 superstars every single time, because if I have a community that is able to duplicate and able to focus on something very, very simple, even though they may not believe that they can, we can help them accomplish that through this industry, what we do, this business model. And, you know, going right back to what I said before, just focus on being relational and less transactional. Obviously, both are going to feed your business, but one's going to feed your business for the long term. Have a long-term mindset. Take action like it's the last day that you're going to do this thing, but have the mentality that you're going to do this forever. Your commitment is long-term. Therefore, you're building a legacy. I want you to think about the fact that you are building a legacy, and some of you have already started to do this. You're building a legacy that will last for generations and generations and generations. Your children's children's children are going to live different lives because of the things that you're doing today, the decisions that you're making. And we're feeding into a much bigger community, a much bigger picture. Every single one of us are part of something that is bigger than us, and that's what makes this incredibly special. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. We'll end the recording. And for those of you, please make sure that you're reaching out to your circle of champions. Make sure that you're constantly picking their brain. Make sure that you're in a great coaching mentee-mentor relationship, because here's what each and every person on here can teach you. They can teach you how to shortcut success. And the reason I don't say that in a way where it's not like you're going to have to, you know, and things are going to be easier, but here's what I know. You can learn from their mistakes. You can allow them to shorten up the time that it may take you to have more success because of the experience they have, because of the things that they've done. That's what a coach is able, a really good coach is able to do. They're able to coach you to success much faster if you so choose to be teachable and coachable. So with that, we're going to wrap things up, and everyone have a fantastic rest of your night, and we'll see you soon.